राधे जय जय माधव जय वर्धन वेश हरि निस्कुत वृंदा विपिनेश दामोदर राति वर्धन वेश जय जय राधे जय जय माधव जय
Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My name is Haripriya Dasi. I am a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami, and I reside in Pietermaritzburg in South Africa. I have been requested to humbly serve, jointly facilitating this program with Her Grace Indulekha Sakidasi on the most auspicious occasion of Radhashtami. We are coming to you live from the home of their lordships, Sri Sri Radha Radhanath in Durban, South Africa. And we have had a full day of celebration starting at Mangal Aarti, and which will go on for at least another few hours. So please stay with us for an enlightening spiritual experience. On behalf of the temple president, the management of Sri Sri Radha Radhanath Temple, we welcome you wonderful devotees from around the globe, members, the family of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. A special welcome to all of our well-wishers and our viewers on Zoom and Facebook Live from around the world. I want to also especially offer my humble obeisances to His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami and His Holiness Ram Govinda Swami, who are at the Shri Shri Radharani Temple this evening. We are going to have a class delivered this evening by a bona fide Acharya in the line of disciplic succession, His Holiness Giriraj Swami. Following the class, Maharaj will allow some time for questions and answers. So you are invited to post your questions either on the Zoom chat or on Facebook, and Maharaj will answer these for you. This will be followed this evening by Gaura Aarti, where you will receive darshan of Shri Shri Radha Radhanath in their third new dress for the day. And thereafter, I will hand you over to Her Grace Indulekha Sakidasi. And there's another spiritual master, His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami, who will be delivering another class, followed by some drama, spiritual drama, thankfully, so you can look forward to that. I have the pleasure, certainly just by the association, of welcoming and introducing one of ISKCON's most renowned and senior acharyas, His Holiness Giriraj Swami, who joins us all the way from Santa Barbara, California. And he will give us the class this evening. Maharaj, with your permission, please allow me to glorify you very briefly, as Srila Prabhupada would have wanted. His Grace, His Holiness Giriraj Swami met His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada in March 1969, around the time when I was being born for my sins. At the time, Maharaj was studying at Grande University in Boston. I can well believe you, Maharaj, when you say that this brief exchange with Srila Prabhupada taught you more than you had learned in your many years of academic education, which I might add was concluded cum laude. After accepting formal initiation from Srila Prabhupada, Maharaj quickly became a leading member of the Boston Center and then traveled to India with Srila Prabhupada to help establish his mission there. In 1972, His Holiness Giriraj Swami was appointed by Srila Prabhupada as president of ISKCON Bombay and trustee of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. And since then, Maharaj has made significant and invaluable contributions to his spiritual master's mission. And in the year following Srila Prabhupada's departure in 1977, Maharaj was awarded sannyas. He has served on the ISKCON Board of Trustees in India and the governing body commission established by Srila Prabhupada's will. His Holiness Giriraj Swami is currently focusing on one of the main personal instructions he received from Srila Prabhupada, and that is to write. He is the author of a number of books. Watering the Seed is one of them, Many Moons, and the latest, Life's Final Exam, Death and Dying from the Vedic Perspective. So we take this up, and these books are available online. You can read more also about His Holiness Giriraj Swami on the web. And Maharaj, perhaps I'll talk to you later about the royalties for the ad. But for now, I hand you over to His Holiness Giriraj Swami to immerse you in transcendental bliss. Hare Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna, happy Radhashtami.
Maharaj, you need to unmute.
I did unmute. Hare Krishna, happy Radhashtami. I will begin by singing the Mangalacharna prayers and leading a short kirtan, and then I will speak about Srimati Radharani. Krishna. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshata. Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Srila Guru Deva. Jaya Guru Deva, Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pariprajakacharya Stotra Sutasi Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajakacharya Stotra Satvasi Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samveta Bhakta-vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So I will be back in a minute. Hare Krishna. So to begin, I will speak about Srimati Radharani's appearance, pastime, and then I will speak about her in relation to the Bhagavad Gita verse, chapter 9, text 13. So, Srimati Radharani's parents, Rishabhanu Maharaj and Mother Kirtida, strongly desired to have a child. And for whatever reasons, they were not able to conceive a child. And to invoke auspiciousness and enhance their prayers, they moved to a place called Ravo, which was situated just next to the Yamuna. So early every morning, Rishabhanu Maharaj would go and take bath in the Yamuna and offer special prayers. And one morning, after offering his prayers and taking his bath, he saw that there was a very large, beautiful, and effulgent lotus flower. It was multi-petaled. It was said to be some 1,000-petaled lotus flower, and it was very effulgent, just like molten gold. And as he looked at the flower, he saw that on the top of it was lying a very small infant. And as he looked closer, he saw that it was a female. So he quickly picked up the child and considered that this was the answer to his prayers. So he took the child back to his wife Kirtida, and they were besides themselves with joy that they had a child. But at the same time, as they examined the child, they saw that she was not opening her eyes. And they were wondering whether she was blind. So this was a concern, but they had so much love for the child that, they didn't let it bother them much. Gradually, the fame of the child spread widely, and eventually Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda came to know about the child, and they wanted to come and visit and have darshan of the child. So one day they came, Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, and also baby Krishna. When they came in the presence of Radharani, Mother Yashoda, who was holding baby Krishna, set him down and picked up Radharani. And when she did that, Krishna started to cry, feeling neglected. Why has my mother put me down and picked up this other baby? So then she reached down and picked up Krishna and had both Krishna and Radharani on her lap. And as children often do, Krishna just reached out and touched the lotus eyes of Srimati Radharani. And as soon as he did that, her eyes fluttered open. And the first thing she saw was none other than Sri Krishna. This was the reason why her eyes had remained tightly closed. They were meant to open only to have darshan of her beloved Krishna. So this is how she appeared, and this was her first pastime. So now I will read from Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 9, text 13. This verse refers to Daivi Prakriti, the divine nature, and that Daivi Prakriti is none other than Srimati Radharani. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritima shritaha bhajantyananya manaso gyatva dima vyayam. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritima shritaha bhajantyananya manaso gyatva dima vyayam. Maha atmanaha, the great souls. To, but, mam, unto me, partha, O son of Pritha, diving, divine, prakritim, nature, ashritaha, having taken shelter of, bhajanti, render service, ananya manasaha, without deviation of mind, gyatva, knowing, bhuta, of creation, adim, the origin of yayam, inexhaustible. Translation. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the description of the Mahatma is clearly given. The first sign of the Mahatma is that he is already situated in the divine nature. He is not under the control of material nature. And how is this effected? That is explained in the 7th chapter. One who surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, at once becomes freed from the control of material nature. Yes. Devi ye sagunamayi mama maya duratyaya. Lord Krishna says that this material nature consisting of the three modes is very difficult to overcome. But ma me vie prapadyante, mayam etam tarantite. One who surrenders to Krishna can easily cross over. This is the preliminary formula. Being marginal potency, as soon as the living entity is freed from the control of material nature, he is put under the guidance of the spiritual nature. So, Srila Prabhupada explains the marginal potency, tatastha shakti, is like the seaside. When the tide is low, it's part of the beach. But when the tide is high, it's part of the ocean. So we are marginal, and we will be under one or the other, the material nature or the spiritual nature. The guidance of the spiritual nature is called Daivi Prakriti, divine nature. So Srila Prabhupada actually spoke on this topic very elaborately. At the time, maybe even now, but at the time, the Birla family was the wealthiest in India. Srila Prabhupada actually said no one can measure their wealth. And the Birla family was famous for their religious interests as well as their business enterprises, with opulent Birla temples prominent in most major Indian cities. So Mrs. Birla, Gopi Kumari Birla, wanted to invite Srila Prabhupada for a program at their home. And I knew that Srila Prabhupada could speak on any topic, so I gave her a list of about a dozen titles to choose from. And she chose How to Become Successful in Life. It was a telling choice, I thought, because the invitees were already successful by ordinary standards. But still, they were not satisfied. They wanted to become more successful. So I went ahead with a few devotees to set up the arrangements for Prabhupada and the deities on the Birla's expansive lawn. Addressing the Birla's family and friends, Srila Prabhupada gave a transcendental definition of success, which relates to this verse and purport. He said that Krishna has two energies, his inferior material energy and his superior spiritual energy. The material energy was Durga, with 10 hands brandishing 10 kinds of weapons, and the spiritual energy was Srimati Radharani. We were under the control of the material energy, and success meant gaining release from the material energy and being blessed by the spiritual energy, Srimati Radharani. Radharani and Durga, Prabhupada said, both are prakritis of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But one prakriti is meant for controlling this material world, and the other prakriti is meant for blessing the spiritual world. Radharani, the name has come from the word aradhyate. Aradha means worshiping, beginning from Radharani and her expansion Lakshmi in Vaikuntha. Here we worship Mother Lakshmi Ji, the goddess of fortune, to receive some favor. But in the Vaikuntha world, there are many hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis, and with great respect, they are engaged in serving the Supreme Lord. So we, being expansions of the spiritual Lakshmi, or Radharani, our duty is to serve Radharani, and through Radharani to serve Krishna. This is the Krishna consciousness movement. We are missing the point. Instead of learning from Radharani how to serve Krishna, we are being controlled by the other prakriti, material energy, Durga, with weapons in her 10 hands. That is our position. In this material world, people do not know what is the aim of life. Everyone is very much expert to see his interest. That is natural. But Prahlad Maharaj says, Nate vidu swartha gatim Vishnu. Unfortunately, materialistic people do not know what is their real interest. Their real interest is Vishnu, how to serve Vishnu. The subject, Srila Prabhupada said, was how to become successful in life. Krishna comes to instruct this simple truth that you are being controlled by the material energy. You give up this business and become controlled by the spiritual energy, and your life is successful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Jiver Svarupai Krishna Nityadas. The constitutional position of the living entity is that he is the eternal servant of Krishna. But our disease is, instead of becoming Das, servant, we're trying to become the master of the Prakriti. This is called the materialistic way of life. It will not make us happy at any stage of our life. The success of the human form of life is to understand our relationship with God. And we should act in relationship with God. Then our success of life will be achieved. This is the main purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. So, in this talk, Srila Prabhupada really said the same thing as the purport here. Being marginal potency, as soon as the living entity is freed from the control of material nature, he is put under the guidance of the spiritual nature. The guidance of the spiritual nature is called Daivi Prakriti, divine nature. So when one is promoted in that way, by surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one attains to the stage of great soul, Mahatma. The Mahatma does not divert his attention to anything outside Krishna. That's referring to the Sanskrit Ananya Manasa, without deviation of the mind. The Mahatma does not divert his attention to anything outside Krishna because he knows perfectly well that Krishna is the original Supreme Person, the cause of all causes. There is no doubt about it. Such a Mahatma, or great soul, develops through association with other Mahatmas, pure devotees. That is parampara. Pure devotees are not even attracted by Krishna's other features, such as the four-armed Mahavishnu. They are simply attracted by the two-armed form of Krishna. So this fact was vividly demonstrated during the springtime Rasa Leela at Govardhan Hill. During that performance, Sri Krishna ran away from the arena of the Rasa dance and hid in the bushes. This was actually to increase the gopis' feelings of separation, which in a way meant intensifying their love for him. So he went and he hid in the bushes. And meanwhile, the gopis, feeling great separation, came marching around Govardhan Hill. And in the distance, they saw Krishna in the bushes. So Krishna, sort of as a joke, he because they were coming, they were going to find him. So he assumed the four-armed form of Narayan. And when the gopis reached him, they saw, oh, this isn't Krishna. This is Narayan. Oh. So they offered formal respect. Namaskar, Lord Narayan. Have you seen Krishna? Can you tell us where Krishna is? And they went on their way. And then Srimati Radharani came, and Sri Krishna did the same thing. He appeared in his four-armed form of Lord Narayan. But in the presence of Srimati Radharani's intense love for him, pure love for him, he could not maintain his extra two arms. And so he resumed his original form of Krishna with two hands. So this is an illustration of the point in the purport. Pure devotees are not attracted even by Krishna's other features, such as the four-armed Vishnu. They are simply attracted by the two-armed form of Krishna. They are not attracted to other features of Krishna, nor are they concerned with any form of a demigod or of a human being. They meditate only upon Krishna in Krishna consciousness. They are always engaged in the unswerving service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness. So I will maybe I'll read a little about what Srila Prabhupada said on the occasion. This is from a talk he gave on Radhashtami in London. Very nice. He said, "We pray to Radharani because she is the pleasure potency of Krishna. Krishna means all attractive, but Radharani is so great that she attracts Krishna. So today we should try to understand the position of Srimati Radharani and offer our obeisances to her. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Rishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Hari Priye." I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Rishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Radharani is Hari Priya, very dear to Krishna. Approaching Krishna becomes very easy when done through Radharani, through the mercy of Radharani. If Radharani recommends this devotee is very nice, then Krishna immediately accepts us, however great a fool we may be. Because we have been recommended by Radharani, Krishna accepts us. Therefore, in Vrindavan, you'll find all the devotees chanting Radharani's name more than Krishna's. Wherever you'll go, you'll find the devotees are addressing one another with Jai Radhe. They are glorifying Radharani. They are more interested in worshiping Radharani than in worshiping Krishna. Because however fallen I may be, if some way or other I can please Radharani, then it will be very easy for me to understand Krishna. Otherwise, if you try to understand Krishna by the speculative process, it will take many, many lives. But if you take devotional service and just try to please Radharani, Krishna will be gotten very easily, because Radharani can deliver Krishna. She is such a great devotee, the emblem of the Mahabhagavata, the greatest devotee. That was from Srila Prabhupada's lecture on Radhashtami, August 29th, 1971, in London. And Raghunath Das Goswami has composed a very beautiful prayer to Srimati Radharani. Bhajami Radham Aravindam Netram Smarami Radham Madhuras Mitasyam Vadami Radham Karuna Barardram Tato Mamanyasti Gatir Nakapi. I worship Shri Radha, who has eyes like lotus flowers. I remember Shri Radha, who smiles so sweetly. I glorify Shri Radha, who is full of mercy. I have no destination but her. So, yes, today is the most auspicious occasion, Sri Radhashtami, and we can take the opportunity to pray for her mercy, that we may become good servants of her and Krishna through disciplic succession, and please her and Krishna by our devotion and service. So I think now we could open the floor to questions or comments if anyone wants to share any realizations. One thing I would request is if the devotees can put on their videos so I can see you. It's more personal. Yes, nice to see that so many of you have joined. So yeah, if anyone has a question or comment, you can raise your hand. Karunamai, are you raising your hand? Yes? Okay. Unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself?
Sorry, Gumaraj, I had to wait for the host to unmute me.
Oh, okay.
Gumaraj, can you speak a little bit to the specific qualities of Srimati Radharani, in comparison to the other feminine potencies? And you did address that in your talk, but specifically Radharani's qualities and, just as the supreme divine Shakti.
Yes. Well, the main quality of Srimati Radharani, which distinguishes her from all other expansions, and she's the source of all the consorts of Krishna. She's the source of all the other gopis. They're expansions of her, and she's the source of the Mahishis, the queens in Dwarka. And she's also the source of all the Lakshmis, or goddesses of fortune in Vaikuntha. But her one specific quality that distinguishes her from all the others is her ability to attract Krishna. One of Krishna's names is Madan Mohan. Madan means Cupid, and Mohan means to attract or bewilder. So in the material world, everyone is attracted by Cupid. Everyone's bewildered by Cupid. But Krishna is so attractive that he attracts Madan, and therefore he is called Madan Mohan. And Srimati Radharani is so attractive that she attracts Krishna, who's the attractor of Cupid. And therefore one of her names is Madan Mohan, Mohini, the attractor of Krishna. So that's her specific qualification, which no one else has. Of course, Krishna is attracted by devotion. Srimati Radharani is the Hladini Shakti, pleasure potency of Krishna. And and devotional service is enacted under Srimati Radharani's supervision. And, the Nectar of Devotion says, therefore, that everything about devotional service is transcendental because it's conducted under Srimati Radharani's supervision. And that Hladini Shakti, bhakti means, it's actually a combination of Sambit and Hladini Shaktis. And the Hladini Shakti is what gives Krishna the pleasure when we offer devotional service. And it's also what gives us pleasure when we engage in devotional service. So yeah, everywhere there's devotional service, there's Srimati Radharani. All right. Anything else, Karunamai?
Maharaj, there's a question on the chat from Radhika Kripa Vrindavani. She offers her blessings to you, obviously, and then she asks, how do we pray to Srimati Radharani? Is there a specific prayer that we should incorporate into our daily sadhana?
Well, we can always chant her mantra, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. And we should always pray for her mercy. And we should also act in such a way that she'll be inclined to give us her mercy. In Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani is always trying to arrange for other gopis to meet Krishna. She's not interested in arranging for her own meetings with Krishna, but she arranges for them to meet with Krishna. And we can extend that principle into our service here in the material world by preaching, by endeavoring to bring people to Krishna. And that will please Srimati Radharani and make her favorably inclined to be even more merciful to us.
Thank you, Maharaj. We have another question. I think this devotee wants to remain anonymous, but says, Hare Krishna Maharaj, can you please provide some insight into Srimati Radharani's pastimes at Barsana, India? Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Well, yes. Rishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida Devi, her mother and father, are from Varshana. But as I mentioned earlier, they shifted to Raval because they wanted to have a child and they weren't able to. And they thought that if they were in Raval by the Yamuna, they would be successful. And they were. But then at a certain stage, to increase the rasa, the mellow, Srimati Radharani married, so to speak, Abhimanyu. And Abhimanyu's mother was named Jatila, and he had a sister named Kutila. And they would, they were very concerned that Radharani should be chaste and faithful to Abhimanyu, who is actually described as being the shadow of Krishna. And so they were always, watching her. They were always suspecting that she was having some illicit relationship with Krishna. So they were always watching her. And there's so many pastimes. Practically unlimited. And Krishna would always play so many tricks so that they could never catch him with Radharani. Radharani used to go to Surya Kund to worship the sun god, especially on Sunday. But her real interest, of course, was not to worship the sun god, but to meet Krishna. And Krishna would, so he would arrange to be there and to meet Srimati Radharani. So once Jatila, Radharani's mother-in-law, suspected that she was going to be meeting Krishna, so she followed her to Surya Kund. And then Krishna assumed the form of a Brahmin boy, teaching Radharani the mantras for worshiping the sun god. And right in front of Jatila, this was going on. But Jatila couldn't catch them because Krishna had assumed that other form. So there's so many wonderful pastimes. But this Parakya Ras, there's, you could say, two types of relationship between male and female. So one is Swakya Ras, that means married, like the queens in Dwarka. And the other is Parakya Ras, that means a relationship with a woman who either has a husband or is under the protection of her father and brothers. And so the Parakya ras is more relishable. There are more obstacles. And when the obstacles are overcome, then the meeting is more relishable. So yeah, these are quite mysterious, confidential facts about Vrindavan. But that is the case. That is the case. So yeah, Radharani being married to Abhimanyu actually, increases the thrill of her sneaking out and meeting Krishna. Any other questions?
Maharaj, thank you. That was from Rivash Prabhu. And I think, Karun, we have a question from Kamala Sundari Mataji. So she's raised her hand and we let her go live.
Okay, and Krunamai also has one.
She has a follow-up, yes.
Hi, Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the beautiful class. And I just loved how you described the appearance of Radharani in the beginning. I just had one question. When you were reading and in the class, you mentioned that we should get swept away by Krishna's energy, like the wave of Krishna's energy. So something to that effect. I don't know the exact words, but could you explain that more?
Well, I was making the point, the purport was making the point that, and Srila Prabhupada really elaborated on that point in his talk at Birla House in Bombay, that we can be under either the spiritual energy or the material energy. We are Tatastha Shakti, we are minute. And, our goal is to come out from the control of the material energy and come under the control of the spiritual energy. Srimati Radharani. So, as far as waves, maybe you're referring to the example that I quoted from Srila Prabhupada, that the Tatastha Shakti is like the seaside, that when the tide is high, that part of the beach becomes part of the ocean. It's part of the floor of the ocean. And when the tide is low, then that part of the ocean becomes part of the beach. So yeah, we can be included in the spiritual energy or in the material energy, being marginal. Of course, our goal is, and our endeavor is, to become part of the spiritual realm. Does that answer your question? Good.
Maharaj, we're going to take Karunamai's follow-up question.
All right.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. You were saying that everything is happening under the direction of Srimati Radharani, And my question is then, when we have a desire to serve Krishna in a specific way, is that like if one is specifically attracted to type of service or service, you know, yeah, or one thinks of like becomes inspired in an idea for service, is that from our own, is that Radharani inspiring us in our hearts because she knows what pleases Krishna, or do we have some kind of, you know, is there a personal connection, or I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was my question.
I would say that's your individuality. We're all individuals. And so we all have our own individual desires for serving Krishna in a particular way. But whatever service we render will give pleasure to Krishna. I mean, if it's properly done. And so that's due to the Hladini Shakti. And we will experience pleasure from it, and that's also due to the Hladini Shakti. But within this, the spiritual realm, there is room for individuality. And it may be that we're inspired to do a particular service by Srimati Radharani. But we have our individuality, and so we can express that in desires to serve Krishna in different ways. And Srimati Radharani will bless us in our efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. So we have a question from Manish Shetty Prabhu. He's raised his hand, so if IT can unmute.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Wish you happy Radhashtami. Maharaj, I have a question about Radharani's earrings. We see that, Radharani has earrings which resemble lotus or peacock or half moon. But also even shark, shark fish, she has that earring also. But sharks are usually dangerous. So how come, I could not understand that.
What? But Shastra?
Shark.
Oh, sharks are dangerous.
Yes. So if she's having so this was, I was just thinking that, the objects which resemble her earrings would be lotuses or half moon or maybe peacock. But then when she's having this shark's earring, which are dangerous, so I was not able to relate to that, So why, maybe she should have dolphins, which are so loving and caring, but why sharks as her earrings?
Well, what I heard is that sharks are very amorous.
Okay.
And so Srimati Radharani is in the mood of having amorous pastimes with Krishna. And so having shark-shaped earrings sort of enhances or furthers that mood of amorous pastimes.
Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, there's a question that's been typed. And the question is, explain the quality of Radharani being transcendently cunning and pastimes related to this. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the sharks, Maharaj, but perhaps you can explain that.
Yeah. Well, she has to be cunning because she has to, so to speak, cheat her husband, her mother-in-law, and her sister-in-law to sneak away and meet Krishna. And yeah, that cunningness could be seen in that pastime when she went to Surya Kund, ostensibly to worship the sun god, but really to meet Krishna. So, yeah, but we should not be cunning. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that the primary characteristic of a devotee is saralata, which means simplicity. So we should not be cunning in our dealings with devotees, at least, but we should be simple and straightforward. But in worldly dealings, because in Juhu, like we had to deal with Mr. Nair, who was very cunning. So in worldly matters, Srila Prabhupada quoted a verse from Chanakya Pandit, and the purport was that if someone is very upright and straightforward with you, you should be even more upright and straightforward with them. But if someone is cunning with you, you should be even more cunning than they are. So that's like in the worldly realm. But in dealing with devotees, there should be no cunningness. There should be simplicity. And Radharani's cunning is in a different category. Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. We then have a question, hand raised by Priti Purvakam Prabhu, and that will be followed by a question from Raghava Pandit Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna,
We
Guru
have
Maharaj.
10
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for such a wonderful and blissful class. Guru Maharaj, I would like to ask you that we try to control ourselves so that we don't get inclined towards the material energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what is much better according to you, that whether we should we try to get more inclined towards serving Radharani, and so that our inclination towards the material energy automatically diminishes, or we should I don't know, you tell me, Maharaj.
Yes, that is the way we can't fight the material energy. Like once I asked Srila Prabhupada, how do we fight Maya? And he said, you cannot fight Maya. Maya is too strong. You can only surrender to Krishna. And that's the principle. Devi Esha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratyaya, Mame Viye Prapadyante, Maya Metam Taranti. That the material nature consisting of the three modes is very difficult to overcome. The one who surrenders to Krishna can easily surpass it. So that's our only recourse. We cannot, we can't fight the material nature. But sometimes, say like when we're chanting, Maya does distract us. And once I asked Srila Prabhupada about that, and he said to chant louder. Chant so loudly that Maya has no opportunity to disturb you. But yeah, so we want to increase our spiritual association, and that will naturally free us from material association and influences. So we chant with Tulsi Devi, pure devotee. We chant in front of the deities. We chant with other devotees, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur especially recommends that we should chant with devotees who have taste for chanting. And yeah, try to always be in good association. And that includes, of course, devotees. It also includes the deities. It includes Tulsi Devi. And so that the good association will protect us from Maya.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
So Maharaj, I think we have time for one more question from Raghava Pandit Prabhu. We'll take about 5 minutes, and then we'll go to the live stream for Gaura Aarti at Sri Sri Radharanath. So we'll go to Raghava Pandit Prabhu now.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances. I had this question arising from what I did today. I did two things today repeatedly to basically aspiring to get Radharani's mercy. And one was to repeat the prayer of Raghunath Das Goswami, where he says, Tavai vasmi najivami tvaya vina, iti vigyaya devikam nayanam charanantikam. And then the other thing I did was basically taking a lot of water from Radha Kund on my head. But I'm just trying to figure out as a conditioned soul what kind of benefit would accrue to me in doing that, because in the Nectar of Instruction, Prabhupada also says that if one bathes in Radha Kund in his spiritual body, then love for Krishna is fully aroused. So as a conditioned soul taking that water on my head, will I get any type of benefit in reciting that prayer of Raghunath Das Goswami?
You will, but I think of something I heard when I first joined, that Srila Prabhupada said that the way to develop the love for Krishna of the gopis is to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So when I heard that, I considered, what is the connection between developing the love for Krishna of the gopis and spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world? And I concluded that the mood of the gopis was to please Krishna at any cost. And what pleases Krishna most in the material world is when we bring people to him. And that's like the mood of the gopis. It's the mood of the gopis because the gopis just want to please Krishna. And it's also the mood of the gopis to bring people to Krishna. Like Srimati Radharani, she's not making arrangements for herself to meet with Krishna, but she's always making arrangements for the other gopis to meet with Krishna. So I would say that would be a very good way to develop the love for Krishna of the gopis, to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, perhaps in 2 minutes, we have a typed question that says, does our lineage of gurus come from Radharani or Balaram? It's from an anonymous devotee.
Well, we can't really separate the two. I mean, of course, our lineage descends from Krishna. He's the original guru. And Krishna's first expansion on the side of the energetic, Shaktiman, is Balaram, and his first expansion on the side of the energy is Srimati Radharani. And as I mentioned, technically, bhakti is a combination of the Samvit and the Hladini, and Samvit is Balaram, and Hladini is Srimati Radharani. So, yeah, they both are very important in our spiritual development. We can't neglect either of them. Yeah, we need the mercy of both of them desperately. But today, being Radhashtami, we're focusing more on Srimati Radharani. Hari Priya, yes.
Yes, Maharaj, I'm with you. I think we have 2 minutes left to this stream. So we'll stop the questions there. But can we take this opportunity, Maharaj, to really thank you for blessing us with your association and the enlightenment that you have given us. Let us also take this opportunity to wish you in advance a happy Vyasa Puja, which a little bird told me takes place around the 13th of September. So we pray that Krishna takes very good care of you. And then to the devotees and the viewers, please stay with us. We ask that you, Maharaj, bless all of us so that Srimati Radharani in turn blesses us with unlimited devotional service on the path to pure love of Godhead. And we will then go on to the streaming live of the Gaura Aarti at Sri Sri Radha Radhanath Temple. I will take my leave and hand over after this to Her Grace Indulekha Sakidasi. And I would like to thank all of you for taking the time and joining us. Please stay with us. And can we perhaps all just offer our obeisance to Srimati Radharani? Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hariti. Hare Krishna. There we go. The Urban Live stream. Is it on coming on? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, we seem to be, this is Induleka Dasi, we seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties and the IT team is trying to sort it out. So please bear with us. Please, we're only as good as our internet connection is. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
navitatavane jagamanaloba Gorange aratika sabha jagajanamana loba Gorange aratika sabha jagajanamana loba Haribo, 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 Gora Haribo. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasaya, Bhutale. Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachari Satarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hey Divine Grace, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, He Jai, ISKCON Bound Church of Prabhupada, He Jai, BBT Foundation Prabhupada, Jai, Jai Vishnu Padma Parivraj, Sri Saman, He Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Sadhaka Prabhupada, He Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki, Namashakra Staka, Sri Satguru, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Saraswati Gaura Bhakti Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath, Shyamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki, Sri Vadhavadam Ki, Sri Padmanabh Ki, Sri Mayapur Navadvita Ki, Sri Nilakshar Jagannath Ki, Gangamaya Gangamaya Ki, Bhakti Devi Tulasi Devi Ki, Their Lordship Sri Sri Radharani Ki, Auspicious appearance of Srimati Radharani Sri Sri Nitai Govardhan Ki, Sri Giriraj Govardhan Ki, Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Sankirtan Ki, Transcendental Book Distribution Ki, Prasada Distribution Ki, Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki, ISKCON Guru Guru Ki, Guru Parampara Ki, Vaishnava Thakur Ki, Srimati Radharani Ki, Gopiman Ki, all glories to the Son of the devotees, all glories to the Son of the devotees, all glories to the Son of the devotees, all glories always to the Guru and the devotees. Lotus feet, Shri Prabhupada. Namaste Narashinkaya, Namaste Narashinkaya, Namaste Narashinkaya, Namaste Narashinkaya, Prahlad Lad Darine, Prahlad Darine, Hiranyakashi
Acharya. Who is specific? Pull out that. You can go. You'll have to look.
Hare Krishna, everyone. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome to the online Radhashtami program at Sri Sri Radhanath Temple. I am Indulekha Sakidasi. Thank you for celebrating this auspicious day with us. I wish you all a spiritually uplifting Radhashtami. Next up, we have a presentation by Bhakti Theatre, an amateur performing arts theatre group based at Sri Sri Radhanath Temple. The presentation tonight is called Golden Queen and was co-directed by the talented mother-daughter duo Jarikanda Seva and Rasamrita Kunj. It explores the glories of Srimati Radharani and encompasses our South African heritage. It was inspired by the current crisis. So now let's switch over to the Golden Queen.
And welcome to our production of the Golden Queen. We would like to thank those who have inspired us to put together this performance. His Holiness Kadambakananda Swami, thank you. We'd like to say a very big thank you to His Grace Prabhu Chaitanya Prabhu, who has afforded us the platform of his Bhakti Theatre to put on this production. And we would like to thank Radhashtami Mataji and Bhakti Theatre family for their continued support. Welcome to the Golden Queen. Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindaveshwari Vrishabhanu Shudadevi Pranamami Hari presenting Vasuvasugel What a strange world we live in. Everything seems so disjointed. Grace seems distant. The connection is lost. Timber, what do we do? Hope seems lost. Covered by masks, we stand. Masks beyond the physical. Masks that delve deep. Masks of lust. Masks of anger, envy, greed, ambition, betrayal. We think we are the best. Ubobi ufihla ubuhle mentally. Masks that pull dirt within the mirror of our hearts. But wait a minute. I hear the sound of the Golden Queen arriving. Respect the Golden Queen, whose bodily complexion is a molten gold. And look at the Queen of the Holy Land, oh dear daughter of the glorious King. Golden Queen, you are the dearmost of praises. crest jewel of Sri Vrindavan Dham, golden queen of grace. Each resident carries a special place in their hearts for her, like that of stringing together a beautiful garland. Each personal flower garland carries its own charm. Just look at the eyes of some of these transcendental Radhashtami. Her dearest girlfriends.
Everything Srimati Radharani does is absolutely perfect. She teaches us lessons on how to make the Lord smile.
The gopis of Vrindavan Dham.
The Govas! Have you seen Krishna today? Krishna? He's probably with his girlfriend.
How the distinguished queen of Nandagram looked upon her, Mother Yashoda.
How perfect Radha is. Such a glorious girl. Everything she does is perfect and complete.
The Lord's pastimes are like that of a perfect chutney. It's so sweet one cannot resist it, yet so spicy it is difficult for the palate to fully grasp it. There is never a dull moment. Let us visit Sri Radha.
Charu, what an eventful day of wonder. Indeed it was. Each moment took us to the land of transcendence. Let us bask in all of His grace. I see a grand festival emerging on the horizon.
Oh, the first birds can be heard, singing in the dead of night. Soon the day will come, and we will sing in symphony. We will sing in symphony.
We will sing in symphony.
We will sing in symphony.
We will sing in symphony. A festival will be held. Many will smile and fall to sing and to dance and to share. The spiritual world will descend again for some time. Waiting. Oh, waiting for the end of the night.
Thank you. That inspiring performance was a recorded performance by Bhakti Theatre. Now, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sutta Goswami said, if on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. So let's watch a short clip explaining more. That was the Bhadra Purnima clip, which is on the 2nd of September. Now I have the pleasure to introduce you to our esteemed speaker this evening, His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami, joining us for another Radhashtami. A disciple of His Holiness Jai Advaita Swami Maharaj accepted sannyas from his spiritual master in 1997. He travels and preaches worldwide, and he's an acclaimed kirtaniya. For many years, he resided in Vrindavan and served as temple president of Krishna Balaram Temple. Maharaj is the author of several books. The latest one, published in 2020, is Kirtaniya Sade Hari. So now, let's cross over to His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami in Belgium at Radhadesh Temple. Welcome, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Siguro Siyuta Padakamanam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sahaganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sibisakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopi Kakanta Radhakanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vindavaneswari Visabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So on this auspicious appearance day of Srimati Radharani, we are commemorating her as the Ladini Shakti of Krishna, as the pleasure potency of Krishna. Because Krishna cannot enjoy the material world. Krishna can only enjoy the transcendental energy, and then in particularly the Ladini Shakti, which is the energy of pure, unalloyed, loving, devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world to give us this pure, unalloyed devotional service. And Srila Prabhupada himself, he displayed that very same quality. And Prabhupada showed that it doesn't matter whether we serve here in the material world or whether we serve in the spiritual world. It is the same. When we are reading the descriptions about the most sacred place in the entire universe, namely Radha Kund, then we are hearing that the Astasakis, who are the direct expansions of Srimati Radharani and who are also Shakti Tattva, that the Astasakis have their kunjas, their groves around Radha Kund. And they're very nice places, beautiful arrangements with marble or onyx floors, with beautiful bushes and trees that sort of with branches that kind of hide the grove. And yes, it is a very beautiful, a very wonderful arrangement. It is said that, for example, the grove of Champakalata, in that grove, everything is golden. There are golden vines, all the plants are yellowish golden in color. Everything is golden. There is a golden throne with golden cushions, and it's like just very opulent, all gold. And then when Radha and Krishna meet in that place, because Radharani is also golden, then Radharani wears a golden dress. And when she sits on that throne, you don't even see her. It looks as if Krishna is sitting there alone. And in this way, we can see how the pastimes of Radha and Krishna unfold, and how Parakiya Ras, the forbidden relationship, is experienced. How in that way, Radha and Krishna are for moments together, and then again to be separated, somehow or other enduring that separation in great longing, and then again shortly meeting. So this is known as Sambhog, which means the meetings, and Vipralamba, which means the separation. So the main theme in the relationship between Radha and Krishna is Sambhog, meeting, and Vipralamba, separation. Yes, and the fundamental principle in the relationship is that never is there a time when the relationship can be taken for granted. Never is there a moment when it is simply taken that the other person now is subjugated. No, the other person has to be conquered by love and dedication, by nothing else. So Srimati Radharani then, by her devotional service, is each time conquering again. And that is the spirit of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carries the very same mood of Srimati Radharani. So the psychology of Radharani is present throughout this entire movement. And we see the very same spirit in Srila Prabhupada. Uncompromised, unalloyed service to Krishna. Never holding back, but really giving everything at every moment to the maximum of one's capacity. That was Srila Prabhupada. He left no stone unturned. He did everything humanly possible and more. He transcended his old age. Somehow or other, he just managed to just serve and serve and serve. And whatever was needed to spread Krishna consciousness, whatever was needed in devotional service. And that is completely transparent to the mood of Srimati Radharani, who also, whatever is needed in devotional service, that she will do, whatever is required for Krishna's pleasure, and continuous, without interruption. So this is pure devotional service. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti radoksha je aitiki apatiyata yayatma supasidati. And that pure devotional service, which is uninterrupted and unmotivated, that pure devotional service can fully satisfy the heart. And that is wonderful. Yes, so we are appreciating today that unalloyed pure devotional service, which Radharani displayed, which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed, and then with Srila Prabhupada, the humble servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the humble servant of Srimati Radharani, who brought that very same devotional service to us. Therefore, that is the spirit. The spirit of this movement is to just give everything and nothing less. Of course, one cannot give everything in one moment. One cannot imitate. There is, in the Sanskrit literature, there's anukar and anusar. Anukar means to imitate, and anusar means to follow in the footsteps. Whenever we speak about the pastimes of Srimati Radharani, then we can, let's just move this. So, then we can easily focus on Srimati Radharani, because after all, she is very attractive. When we are listening to the songs that are chanted by our acharyas or composed by our acharyas, like Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite, then, O Radha, beloved of Madhava, oh, you are worshipped by all the young girls of Kul. All glories unto you. All glories unto you. Srimati Radharani is virtually speaking, a guru in the spiritual world, right? She is worshipped as such. When we see descriptions in the Aishwarya Kadambini of Srila Baladevi Chupusam, then we see how Radharani is carried on a palanquin in the morning from her house, and that there's a whole procession going on, and that the other gopis are fanning her with various fans and chamaras, and it is just worship, just as we are worshiping our spiritual master. It is exactly like that. So this is very nice. So yes, Srimati Radharani, who is the beloved of Madhava, she is worshipped by all the young girls of Gokul. You who dress yourself in such a way as to increase Lord Damodar's love and attachment for you. Oh yes, Srimati Radharani is dressing in an amazing way. And in fact, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is an interesting description in Madhya Lila chapter 8 about Srimati Radharani dressing, and I'll just go there in a moment. Hold on. Yes, Madhya Lila 8. So then we have to go a bit towards the end. Okay, I'll do it like this now. Let me just see. Krishna, where is it now? No, not yet. Uh-oh. I've gone too far. Yes. Hold on, we're getting there now. Okay, here we are. Srimati Radharani's transcendental body is brilliant in luster and full of all transcendental fragrances. Now we're reading from Madhya Lila, chapter 8, text 166. Lord Krishna's affection for her is like a perfumed massage. Srimati Radharani takes her first bath in the shower of the nectar of compassion, and she takes her second bath in the nectar of youth. So first, let's talk about this perfumed massage. So it basically means the love of Krishna is staying with her. That Krishna's love for her is his transcendental touch remains with her. Then Srimati Radharani takes her first bath in the shower of the nectar of compassion. And she takes her second bath, nectar of youth. So that nectar of compassion is a natural consequence of her pure love, because that love for Krishna is including everything else. Love for Krishna means also, Srila Prabhupada explains, love for Krishna's creation. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti mata bhajantemam buddhabhava samanvitaha. So what Prabhupada explains is that when you love Krishna, then you must also love everything about Krishna. So then you'll also love Krishna's energies. So therefore you'll also love Krishna's creation. Prabhupada said, if you love body, you also love finger. In the same way, if you love Krishna, you will also love Krishna's creation, and then you'll love all living beings. And therefore, Srimati Radharani is loving all living beings, not only Krishna, but her love extends to all living beings. And she knows better than anyone else what we are missing. She knows what we are missing. We're missing pure unalloyed love. Somehow or other, we became compromised by the material energy. We became compromised by the material energy. And because we became compromised by the material energy, it is natural that Srimati Radharani, who is in pure unalloyed love, can immediately see how we have deviated from pure and unalloyed love. Therefore, her compassion is very natural. It is natural, springing forth from her nature. And therefore it is said that her first bath is the shower of the nectar of compassion. And she takes her second bath in the nectar of youth. So her second bath in the nectar of youth. Yes. Youth is a gift. A gift that is given to her, a gift of being facilitated in devotional service. That youth is needed to attract Krishna. That nice flowing movement, light, that freshness, that playful energy of youth, all that she carries. After her midday bath, Radharani takes another bath in the nectar of bodily luster, and she puts on the garment of shyness. So she's effulgent. We see many paintings of saints who have a halo right? A ring above their head, and effulgence is there. Srila Prabhupada was also very effulgent, and that is the nature of pure devotional service. So, therefore, Srimati Radharani's effulgence of pure love is very potent, and so she has a wonderful bodily luster, and she puts on the garment of shyness, and this shyness is very important because when there is shyness in a lady, on the one hand, the lady is very beautiful and very attractive, but then the shyness creates a barrier. Because of the shyness, the man cannot come close. And therefore, the shyness increases his desire. So the shyness of Srimati Radharani increases the desire of Krishna. This shyness is her black silk sari. Srimati Radharani's affection for Krishna, it is called her anurag. That means deep affection. That deep affection for Krishna is her upper garment, which is pinkish in color. So although covered by a dark sari of shyness, hiding her natural luster coming forth out of love, her affection for Krishna is close to her heart. And therefore, it is her upper garment, pinkish in color. She then covers her breasts with another garment composed of affection and anger toward Krishna. So the breasts are obviously symbols of what attracts Krishna. Krishna is naturally attracted and by her beautiful breasts. And on the one hand, these are an expression of her affection and at the same time anger. Again, another barrier, anger. Again, another barrier which will increase Krishna's desire. And in this way, it is said, the love of Radha and Krishna follows the path like the path of a snake. It is crooked. It just moves in a curved way. It never goes a straight line because sometimes it is driven by affection and sometimes it is driven by anger or by shyness, by obstacles. And the obstacles are equally important in increasing the transcendental love. Srimati Radharani's personal beauty is the reddish powder known as kumkum. Oh yes, this red is a color that awakens passion. So naturally, Srimati Radharani is awakening passion in Krishna. Her personal beauty is awakening desire in Krishna. Her affection for her associates is sandalwood pulp. Sandalwood pulp is cooling and has a very pleasant fragrance. Right? So her affection for her associates, right, is endearing. It is of a very wonderful, beautiful nature. It is genuine, and because it is completely genuine, it naturally subdues passion, brings out pure love. So in that sense, it's cooling the passion and just that her beauty may awaken. But it actually awakens a sense of pure love, because it just emanates, her affection for her associates emanates so much sincerity. And the sweetness of her smile is camphor. Camphor is like a very strong and pungent, is a very strong and pungent type of what is it, ingredient that adds a little bit of a strong exotic flavor. It is just mixed in, and the smile is just like that. The smile, sit down, be quiet. Hare Krishna, stop. Sorry, someone came in and is trying to break my meditation. The smile is then an ingredient that really has a special effect, a special power, a special flavor. It is a very strong, sudden, overwhelming experience, which can just take Krishna away and absorb his whole mind. All these combined together are smeared all over our body. Conjugal love for Krishna is an abundance of musk, and with that musk, her whole body is decorated. So this conjugal love means, yes, it is very attractive, like a very attractive scent. Craftiness and covert anger constitute the arrangement of her hair. So she is in so many ways attracting Krishna's mind, but always with pure intention, never with attention for her own or intention for her own personal enjoyment, but simply for the enjoyment of Krishna. And that is the great difference in this world. In this world, there's always that element of personal enjoyment coming in the picture. When we dress up, we do so for the sake of our own enjoyment, for our own, and it may be mixed, but with Srimati Radharani, it is purely for the pleasure of Krishna. The quality of anger due to jealousy is the silk garment covering her body. So that means externally, she's not, she is a strong personality and not so easily subdued, and ready to stand up to Krishna. Her attachment for Krishna is the reddish color of betel nuts on her brilliant lips. Her double dealings in loving affairs constitute the black ointment around her eyes. Sudipta Satvika Bhav. It's said that there is blazing ecstasies of goodness. Saudipta Satvika Bhav. The ornaments decorating her body are the blazing ecstasies of goodness and the constantly existing ecstasies headed by jubilation. All these ecstasies are the ornaments all over her body. So we can see the depth of her moods. Blazing ecstasies are described elsewhere in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sudipta is a type of ecstasy which is beyond control. It's not possible to, in Sudipta, to control the symptoms of love of God. It is said that as love of God begins to manifest in the beginning, it is Dumita, which is the smoking stage, just like a fire, some smoke is there. But then, as love of God becomes more intense, it becomes Jalita. And that means it's actually burning. But when love of God comes to its full-blown stage, then it is known as Sudipta. So this stage of Sudipta is where love of God can no longer be controlled. So it's that the ecstasies are the ornaments all over her body, but we should understand these ecstasies are just beyond control. So in this way, we have for a moment meditated on the unique nature of Srimati Radharani's dress. O new moon that has arisen from the ocean of King Vrishabhanu, O friend of Lalita, you who make Vishaka loyal to you due to your wonderful qualities of friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness to Krishna. That is the nature of devotional service. Is devotional service, it purchases people. That we see also in our movement. Our movement is descending. Golokir Premidana Harinam Sankirtana. It is descending from Golok into the material world. Then when it is the material world, on the edge of our movement, it seems to mix with the material world. And we see so many material qualities coming in. But in the core of our movement, we're actually dealing with a completely transcendental energy. And that is the energy of dedication to pure devotional service. And where we see such dedication to pure devotional service, automatically it purchases people. Where there is pure devotional service, people become purchased. And as they become purchased, they become totally sold out. And that's what we see. We see how Srila Prabhupada just purchased his disciples, and they did anything for him. And Prabhupada would drive that by giving attention to those, who were really going out of their way for him, who did special things. And then devotees were eager to somehow or other also attract Prabhupada's special attention. In this way, he had purchased them beyond just serving out of duty, but serving really with an eagerness to get his association and his mercy. So that is very beautiful. And Prabhupada's association, of course, was something that not only uplifted the devotees then, but that just still uplifts all of us now. Because ultimately, all of our efforts are resting on him. Our faith is deposited at his feet. He is the direct connection with the spiritual world. So in this way, we can see how Srimati Radharani was making Vishaka loyal to her due to wonderful qualities, friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness to Krishna. Where there's faithfulness to Krishna, that creates faith. Oh, you are filled with compassion. Oh, you whose divine characteristics are described by the great sages, Sanak and Sanatan. Oh, Radha, please be merciful to me. Yes. So in this way, we are just appreciating. We're just appreciating something about the glories of Srimati Radharani. It's in Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada writes in a purport in the 3rd canto, actually the Lord's beauty is super excellent, surpassing even the beauty of Lakshmi in Vaikuntha. The devotees of the Lord in the Vaikuntha planets want to see the Lord as the most beautiful. They are just there the Lord of Vaikuntha, Vaikuntanath. He is the center of everyone's attention. Everyone is simply acting for the pleasure of the Lord of Vaikuntha. But the devotees in Gokul or Krishna Loga want to see Radharani as more beautiful than Krishna. So that is amazing when it is said that Radharani is more beautiful than Krishna. I remember that I was here in Radhadesh giving a talk to the kids once, and I mentioned it. I asked them, who's more beautiful? Who's the most beautiful? Radha or Krishna? They were confused. You said, well, Krishna is the most beautiful. And when we actually concluded that Radharani was more beautiful, I remember some of the kids were shocked. They were talking about it at home. Radharani is more beautiful than Krishna. Yes, Radharani is more beautiful than Krishna. This is amazing. Yes. She is, because her love for Krishna is just extraordinary. And we see in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Lord Chaitanya appeared because Krishna could not understand the depth of the love of Srimati Radharani. And he wanted to experience it. It was mysterious to him. It was something he didn't know. I mean, he certainly knew the depth of his own love for Srimati Radharani. But the two cannot be compared. Whatever Krishna feels is one thing, but what Radharani feels is yet another thing. And Krishna just didn't know. So Krishna desired to experience that and took that mood of Radharani. When Krishna, there is a reference where Krishna says to Radharani that he wants to take her love. And she says, you won't be able to bear it. He says, how I will not be able to bear it? She said, no, it's too intense. It's too intense. You won't be able to deal with it. But if I give you my golden color, then you will be able to bear it. That love of God is very difficult to bear. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu deposited that love of God in the Padma River, and then the Padma River, which is a branch of the Ganga, then the Padma River could not tolerate holding that love. That love of God was overflowing in all directions. Ganga, Padma Devi, appeared before the Lord and said, I cannot not tolerate this. I cannot carry this. Lord Chaitanya said, you just carry it until you meet Narottam. How will I recognize Narottam? Narottam will bathe in your waters, and then you'll give it to him. So, and Narottam is the next person who is down, who manifests that same transcendental love, and who is the via media of the love of Srimati Radharani. And this is truly the purpose of this movement, to produce such Vaishnavas who become the via media of the love of Srimati Radharani. And we ourselves are meant to raise to that platform. We are meant to rise to that platform of being a via media of Srimati Radharani, always absorbed in in love for Krishna, appreciating. Is there anything other than Krishna that is interesting in this world? Is there anything other than Krishna that is meaningful in this world? Is there any activity other than devotional service that can satisfy the heart? Is there anything else of importance? If we think so, then know that we are affected by the 6 enemies. The 6 enemies which attack the consciousness of the living beings: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya, or lust, greed, anger, madness, illusion, and envy. And these enemies, they drain us and they steal away our proper understanding of reality and make us mad. As a result, we do no longer understand what is beneficial for us. And just like deers in the desert who are just running after a mirage, we are running after imaginary happiness. But all this happiness is simply a waste of time. These are the pushpakash, flowers in the sky, goradim. These are the horse's eggs, right? These are things that don't exist. What can we say? But when we come to, so Srimati Radharani gives us the focus, an incredible focus, right? So focused on just remembering Krishna only, all the time. That focus we are praying for today. Let me just go a little further and see what else we reach. Yeah. Yes, it is said that originally, it is said in the Lalita Mala, Rupa Goswami relates the appearance of Srimati Radharani as explained by Purnamasi Devi to Gargi, the daughter of Garga Muni. The details of this appearance were known to Purnamasi as she arranges all the pastimes of the Lord. She shared this information only with Mother Yasoda and Rohini Devi. Vindhya Parvat was envious of the great Himalaya mountains because Himalaya, having Parvati as his daughter, had the opportunity to get Lord Mahadev as his son-in-law. Vindhya Parvat had the desire to have a fortunate daughter whose husband could defeat Mahadev in fighting and who would thus attain the position of Rajendra, the emperor, the king of kings. Vindhya Parvat performed severe austerity to please Brahma. At last, Brahma appeared and gave him his desired boon, but thought to himself that who's that person who could defeat Mahadev? Then he realized that Lord Krishna's pastime was going to take place on the earth. Only he could defeat Mahadev in battle. And eternal consort of Krishna is Radharani. And if Vindhya Parvat gets Radha as his daughter, then his boon would be justified. Thus Brahma requested Radha to keep his boon by becoming the daughter of Vindhya Parvat, and Radharani agreed. As a result, so you see, so she is not really the daughter of the Vindhya Parvat, but she appeared as the daughter of Vindhya Parvat. She's eternal, and she was already there. But then she just, for the sake of the pastime, agreed to be the daughter of the Vindhya Parvat. As a result, the wife of Vindhya begot 2 daughters who were very beautiful. In the meantime, Lord Krishna had taken birth, and Vasudeva had exchanged Krishna with Yogamaya, Durga in the form of a baby girl. Kamsa came furiously to kill the baby girl, but the girl escaped from his hand and appeared in her form as Yogamaya Devi. She declared loudly, "Kamsa, the Lord has appeared on the earth to give pleasure to all living entities and to kill you. Along with him, 8 Mahashakti, greater and more attractive than me, will also take birth on the earth. Their names are Radha, Chandravali, Lalita, Vishaka, Patna, Saibas, Shamala, and Bhadra. Whoever marries them will be most fortunate. He will be Rajendra, emperor, and will be so powerful that he will defeat even Mahadev in battle." When Kamsa heard this from Yogamaya, he ordered Putana to kill all newborn males and abduct all newborn females. Accordingly, when Putana searched for baby girls, she found the 2 beautiful baby girls of Vindhya Parvat. Immediately, she picked them and flew off with them. King Vindhya, worried, ordered the Brahmanas to chant mantras, holy names of the Lord. Gradually, Putana became weak and threw one of them in the river below, which flowed in the kingdom known as Vidarbha. Bhismaka, the king of Vidarbha, found this girl and kept her till the age of 5. After that, Jambavan returned her to Vindhya. She was known as Chandravali. While Putana was still flying with the other girl in her arms, her weakness increased, and upon reaching Vraja, she fell to the ground. At that time, Purnamasi recovered that child and gave her to Mukara, telling her, "She's the daughter of your son-in-law Vrishabhanu." Thus, from that day, she became known as Radha. Another story is as follows. Once King Vrishabhanu was immersed in the water of the Yamuna, meditating upon the Lord. Suddenly, a 1,000-petaled lotus flower came floating towards him and touched his body. When he opened his eyes, he saw the beautiful molten gold and the girl lying on the lotus and moving her hands and legs. As the king of the child, he was very happy to receive the girl. He brought her to his palace and gave her to his Kirtida. Thus Radharani appeared in the earthly home of her parents, Kirtida Sundari and Maharaj Vrishabhanu. Yeah, so whether she was given to the grandmother, we understand that Radharani is not really the daughter of the Vindhya mountains, that was simply an external that Radharani is eternally Vrishabhanu's Sutta. Vrishabhanu and Kirtida Sundari are the eternal parents of Srimati Radharani. That passing past is just Nerva, and the whole Putana story is all an external arrangement to match the sort of pastime where Krishna was appeared in Mathura and then brought to Vrindavan. And so in the same way, it is described about Srimati Radharani. But truly, Srimati Radharani is in the spiritual world with Krishna eternally. That we understand. Her appearance is of an equal nature to the appearance of Krishna. They simply appear like the sun appears and is visible in the day and then disappears at the end of night. And so their appearance in the world is not a birth. We are not speaking on Radharani's appearance day about her birth. We're simply speaking about the appearance day of Srimati Radharani is the manifestation of her mercy in this world. And that is what it means, the appearance day of Srimati Radharani, the manifestation of her mercy. So with that, I have 5 minutes left, and if anyone has a question in these 5 minutes, I can try to answer that.
Hare Krishna, thank you for that illuminating class, Maharaj, and for spending Radhashtami with us this year, as you always do. We do appreciate it. I do have a question for you from Rukmani. Is it okay? Can I read it out to you?
Yes.
I've read these texts before in the CC more than once and have tried to dramatize it, but I've never been able to understand it with the depth with which you have explained it. Is our understanding of the Shastra dependent on purity or simply mercy? We can read the words, but we are not allowed the same entrance. How can we develop the vision to see the Shastra truly?
Yeah, of course. You know, when it comes to scripture, how deep can we enter? It is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are like an unlimited sky, and different birds fly on different levels in this transcendental sky. So, what can we understand of the meaning of these descriptions? When I spoke about the dress of Srimati Radharani, and then we are not speaking of a dress, we're speaking about a mixture of various moods and how these moods are important. We had her natural bodily luster, which is the effulgence of her pure love, covered by a dark sari of shyness. And obviously, yes, as I explained, shyness creates an obstacle, and that obstacle and increases the emotion, the attraction in the man, who now, just as he was attracted, will suddenly find a barrier. So in this way, Radharani is, through that shyness, increasing Krishna's eagerness, because just as he's almost attainable, she's not attainable. And then there are other obstacles, such as anger, and which also appeared. So like that, all for the purpose of increasing Krishna's love. And so the ways of love are such that they are naturally for love to be alive, for love to be on the cutting edge. It requires that love is constantly renewed. And yet one continues to love what was there from before, just as Srimati Radharani is experiencing purvarag, previous attachment. But as soon as there is a new experience in relation to Krishna, that will just increase her love. And love is calling for that renewal. And when that renewal is not there, then a relationship in this world, we see it apparently started out with love and then it runs out of love, like a car running out of gas, right? And say, how did this happen? How did this relationship, which started on the basis of pure love and where we were so convinced, how is it now that this love has become stale and that this relationship has become dry and there's no more juice? Because the love is not renewed. But in the spiritual relationship, the love is constantly renewed again and again. And so it is full of surprise, and both Radha and Krishna surprise each other by their qualities, by their responses, by the way they deal. And in this way, they become more and more captured, more and more hypnotized by each other's presence. And the relationship just becomes stronger and stronger. And until, as it is said, Radharani is always thinking of Krishna, and Krishna is always thinking of Radharani. And in this way, they are one. They're completely united, even when they're separated. All right. I have used up the time, and I thank you very much, oh dear devotees in Durban, at the feet of Sri Sri Radha Radhanath. I wish you a wonderful Radhashtami still to continue. I am now ending this talk and waiting for the opportunity to meet you again. I will go now to Sri Sri Radha Gopinath's temple here in Radhadesh, and I will go and sing. And if some of you would like to follow that, you can see it on the Radhadesh, say it loud. Radhadesh Evening Kirtans on Facebook, right? They will be streamed there. And I guess they're also on Mayapur TV. So as you like, Mayapur TV on the Radhadesh, or you can see Radhadesh Evening Kirtans on Facebook. Thank you. Sisi Radhashtami Maha Mahotsava Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj, for spending your valuable time with us. And we look forward to hearing more classes from you very soon. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
We now have our second presentation by Bhakti Theatre. This is directed by the dynamic Garisha. This is a movement piece describing the qualities of Srimati Radharani. Their aim is to make everyone smile and get into the mood of Radhashtami. And the amazing thing is that the 18 actors here managed to put this together in 1 week. So now let's switch over to Bhakti Theatre.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining Bhakti Theatre in celebrating Sri Radhashtami. The mood of Srimati Radharani has baffled ancient sages and continues to be an otherworldly tattva or spiritual truth. During our performance tonight, the song Sri Radhika Astika, compiled by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, will be sung in meditation on the mood of Sri Radha and her relationship with her beloved Sri Krishna. In this performance, each actor will describe the 25 matchless qualities of Sri Radha. We can all imbibe these transcendental qualities, which will allow us to serve better through bhakti or devotion. May we always remain enchanted by Srimati Radharani, the enchantress of Sri Krishna. Lastly, we would like to offer this performance to Srila Bhakti Charu Swami, His Grace Radha Giridhari Prabhu, and all those devotees that have lost their lives due to the coronavirus. We would also like to offer this performance to those experiencing this loss, and to all those who are still fighting to survive this virus. We now present to you Matchless 25. Enjoy.
Kumkumakta kanchanabja garvahari gauraba pitananchitabja gandha kirtinindi sauraba Ballavishasunu sarva vanchitata sadika Mahyamatma pada padma dasya dasturadika.
Her splendorous golden complexion steals the pride of a golden lotus flower, anointed with a tinge of red kumkum powder. Her sweet fragrance mocks the fame of the aroma of a lotus flower sprinkled with saffron powder. She is fully qualified to fulfill all the desires of the son of the king of cowherd men. May Sri Radhika, oh always bestow upon me the service of her lotus feet. Srimati Radharani has 25 transcendental qualities. She is sweetness personified. She is a fresh young girl. Her eyes are always moving, and she is always brightly smiling. She possesses all auspicious marks on her body, and she can agitate Krishna by the flavor of her person. She is expert in the art of singing. She can speak very nicely and very sweetly. She is also expert in all feminine attractions. She is modest and gentle and always very merciful. And sometimes she is transcendentally cunning.
Vishwavandyayo vanditapi arama Rupanavyayo vanadi sampadanayat-sama Shila-harta-lilaya cha sayatosti natika Mahyamatma pada padma dasya dastu radhika.
Although the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, is adored by many other youthful goddesses, who are themselves glorified throughout all the universe, still she is nowhere near Sri Radhika in the matter of beauty, praiseworthy youthfulness, or other divine feminine opulences. There is no one in the material or spiritual worlds more superior to Radhika in the expression of naturally loving pastimes. May Sri Radhika always bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet. Another quality of Srimati Radhika is that she knows how to dress nicely. She is usually very shy, but she is always respectful. She is always patient and very grave. Srimati Radhika is always enjoyed by Krishna. She is situated on the highest platform of devotion. She is the abode of love of the residents of Gokula, and she can give shelter to all kinds of devotees. She is always affectionate to superiors and inferiors, and obliged by the dealings of her associates. Srimati Radhika is the greatest among Krishna's girlfriends, and she always keeps Krishna under her control.
Nitya Navya Rupa Kheli Krishna Bhava Sampada Krishna Raga Bandha Gopa Yovate Shukampada Krishna Rupa Vesha Kheli Lagna Sat Samadhika Mahyamatma Pada Padma dasya dastu radhika.
Srimati Radhika possesses the opulences of eternal youthful beauty, eternal pastimes, and eternal love for Krishna. Her ecstatic feelings of love for Krishna cause the gopis, who are also in love with Krishna, to tremble. She is always attached to meditating on Sri Krishna's beautiful form, ornaments, garments, and pastimes. May Sri Radhika always bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet.
Kumkumakto kanchanabjo garbhari gaurabha pitonanchitabjo gandho kirtinindi saurabha ballabesho shunu sarva বাঞ্ছিতার্থ সাধিকা মধ্যমাত্ম পাদ পদ্ম দাস্যদাস্তু রাধিকা কুমকুমাক্ত কাঞ্চনাব্জ গর্বহারি গৌরভা পিতনাঞ্চিতাব্জ গন্ধ কীর্তিনিন্দি সৌরভা পৌরবিন্দ কান্তি নিন্দি চিত্রপট সাথী.
That wonderful movement piece, Matchless 25, was a recorded performance by Bhakti Theatre. We've now come to the end of our online Radhashtami program. Thank you to the IT technical team made up of Surabhi Kunj, Priya Kishori, and Amritamani. Also, thank you to Krishangi and Haripriya. Very importantly, thank you to all who joined us tonight. Please look out for more programs on Facebook and SSRT WhatsApp. See you next time on Zoom. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Hare Krishna.